here. Welcome to Anna's Kitchen. I am not in my studio, as you can tell. It's not that it's cold, it's because sometimes I just like to stay here, watch TV, since I'm not doing anything that is requires like the wheel or anything like that. So I just set up here on my countertop and I bring my high chair and I sit comfortably here. Sorry. And I can watch TV from here. So, anyways, I'm doing something today that is not the usual that I do. Is a technique called Sgraffito. And I just wanted to follow up on these ornaments that I made using this little wheel right here from Vivor. If you guys haven't seen the video where I made the ornaments, it's the last, I believe it's the last video on my page. Um, Good morning. So yeah, this technique, I have done it in the past. I don't do it as much, but it's also very satisfying. I know um, a lot of people like Sgraffito. And like I said, I have done it in the past. I haven't done it in a long time now. So I thought I would, since I have my Kiwi Underglazes, which I love, I wanted to do some Sgraffito with it. So what I found out about Kiwi Underglazes now that I've been using for a little while is that they're very bright and very highly pigmented, and so you don't need as many coats. So all you need is two coats. I think they say three, but I don't, and it covers everything with two coats only. And if you wanted more of the watercolor effect, you can even do one or watered down coats or one or two. So that's what I like about the Kiwi. Yeah, they are really good. They sent it to me to try them. So they sent me 12 colors, which it was very generous from them to do that. And and so that's my really honest opinion. I'm not trying to sell this video wasn't sponsored by them in any ways. So I do like them, but so I just wanted to show you how I made these. Um, all I did is I did random spots with the kiwi, and I'll show you on the other one. So, um, good morning, Debbie. So I'm gonna sit here on the side, and you guys, hopefully, I'm gonna bring the phone just down a little bit so you can see. And I have a small light here, so hopefully you guys can see. So what I usually do after I carved all these, actually, let me show you another piece that is from a person that does this graffito quite a bit. I bought this mug from another artist that I think that's her main type of work is graffito, and I think it's just beautiful. It just so happened that this was at Charlie Cummings Gallery, and when I saw it, I just had to buy because I do have a miniature schnauzer that is black. And when I saw, I just had to have this tumbler that she made. Her name is Teresa Ways or Wise. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing right, but after the video, I'll put her name on the comments. So if you guys are new to Sgraffito, it's a technique where you put underglazes and then you just carve out the underglazes to review a design. And then what's left as a background, it's up to you. As you can see here, she painted black and then she left some of the black all around, like some of the markings of the black. Um, you can use other colors. Some people carve out more to show almost no color at all in the background. And some people carve less. So, hey, Audrey, welcome. Um, So yeah, I was just talking about Teresa. I believe I'm not. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Ways or Wise. She's on Instagram, and I will put her name. She does beautiful Sgraffito work. And like I was saying, I don't do much Sgraffito, although I have done it in the past. So this is one of her tumblers. I believe that she does it all in black, and that's just my guessing. And you guys can chime in if you know. But I believe her technique is she paints these all black, and then she carves out like this graffito. But then I think she comes back and she fills in the colors, as you can see here as a close up. Don't you think she does that? That's just my guessing. And I believe she does that here too. Whether if it is celadon glaze that she used or just another underglaze, but I believe that's how she does this technique. So I'm not a graffito expert, but I did do this little ornament here, which is gonna have like just a white background because this is white stoneware. And what I like to do is just spray so you guys can see more of the color. It's just random, colorful uh, underglazes. Sometimes you can't see too well the colors that I use. So for this new one here, I'm gonna use just different colors than what I used here, a little bit different. So kiwi. I'm going to be more intentional with my glazing on this one. All I did, let me see, here are the colors I'm gonna use. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 colors. Uh, this one is rosy pink. I like their pink colors. They're very nice. Kiwi, and you see how fluid these glazes are. These underglazes are. So all I'm doing is, as you can see, just dabbing. Cerise pink. It's a little lighter. And some orange. Um, Audrey, you have some of their underglazes, right? Have you been using them? My experience is that they are very bright, so and highly pigmented. That's why one of the things that I like about them is that you don't have to um, really use that many coats. I have had some people tell me that they had some issues with cracking, but I believe if you do it too heavy, I think that that might be a reason, but I'm not sure because I've never had any issues with um, with them so far with the kiwi. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Hi, Angela. I'm just dabbing away some of the colors. And what I would do is do it some of the pinks and oranges here, and then I'll go with some of the yellows and greens on the bottom there. Cherise. Oops. As you can see, I'm not being careful with these. Chili red. I think that's what some of the people that are using the kiwi, they always say that they do have one of the best pink underglazes. But I like some of their colors too, the other colors, even the aquamarine, the aqua colors, which I love. I'm gonna put a little bit more orange right there, just because I'm doing flowers, so that's the only reason I'm using more pinks on this one. I'm gonna do more yellows in here. You could brush it on. I'm just being lazy. Audrey, yes, I just started using them. I have another iris plate coming out. Oh, great. I want to see it. Um, cherry mug came out very vibrant. Yeah, that's what I think, is that they have a high pigmentation, I guess, on their underglazes. Now I'm gonna be carving on these, will be bone dry. Some people use, carve when it's leather hard. I guess you just don't want to carve when it's still wet. Otherwise, you get all that, the clay kind of gets stuck. Uh, I'm being very kind of random here. If I see that I don't have enough, I just kind of dab some more. Now, if you guys, as you know me, I'm not too, this is not really me doing things random. I'm very, like, I like to be very precise. And so sometimes I like to step out of my comfort zone doing something like this. But that's usually really not me uh, doing things that are very random. I'm very intentional with my paintings and stuff like that. uh, but I just wanted to show you guys that there is a easy way, of doing things like this. Especially, I don't do this that much, but so now I have about 2 coats. Let me just put another green here. Oops. See if I'm still in the camera. You guys have any questions? Hi, April. Welcome. So I'm just gonna see here if I missed anything. I believe I have 2 coats of each one, maybe here. You can tell if one of the glazes is a little bit lighter. So I'm just dabbing. So what I'm gonna do here, what I wanna do is put a flower on each side, like the opposite. So let me see if you guys can see here. So this being the middle of the flower right there. I'm just right now just marking lightly where it's going to be. And as you know, I like hibiscus, like one of my favorite, because I like tropical stuff. So this will be a hibiscus on this side. So then I just look and put it on the other side. So let me just back out a little bit. These are the ornaments that I made on this little wheel here, that Vivor. I don't know if you guys probably can't see it right now. It's on the beginning of the video. It's on my last video that I did. So I had this part being pointy, and as I was trying to drill a hole, it broke the top. So then I decided to just cut the top so it's gonna be fired like this, standing up on the kiln. And this is gonna be one single firing. So from here, I'm just gonna put a clear coat of HF9, which is clear, glossy glaze, clear glaze. And then I'm just gonna do one single fire. But anyways, what I did for the top here, Amazon sells the little tops that has a little pin that goes in here. And all I'm gonna do is put epoxy glue in here to hold that little cap. Same thing with this one. And I will put the link for those on my description if you guys are interested. But if you're wondering, that's how I'm going to do these ones. Usually, sometimes I put a loop, a clay loop in here, but with these, I let it dry too much and then I couldn't do it. So let me just see here. The opposite side is right here. So I'm just marking my flower. And then I'll make the leaves. So I'm using this Sgraffito carving tool. You can use they have different carving tools out there. Doesn't have to be this one. I even recently I bought one of those engraving tools that works for Sgraffito as well, but um, I just like to carve using this tool. They also have this one is actually a Sgraffito tool. Let me see if I like this one. Yeah, this one works really well also. So it's more like almost like a pencil. So I don't know if you guys do Sgraffito, what you prefer. See, what temperature do you fire? Cone 5 or cone 5.5. I never do cone 6. Kiwi Underglazes are like speedball underglaze. I never tried speedball. Actually, that's one of the ones that I have never actually tried. I might have maybe one color of speedball. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have that lime green, which is really nice, but I don't use that many. But all I can tell about the kiwi is that they are heavily pigmented. So some people say, well, if they're this liquid, as you could tell, like when I put it in here, they're very, liquid-like. It's not thick like some other ones are. And some people are saying, well, you're paying for a lot of water in these, but they are highly pigmented, so then you don't use it as much. Like I was saying, uh, just 2 coats for me, it does it. So I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I do like this. I do like this Sgraffito tool. I think it's a matter of how I'm holding it. To me, it's more like a pencil, almost like a pencil. That's one side. Let me see compared to this one. I'm just trying to see which one I feel more comfortable. Yeah, I would say this one feels a little better. And it's very easy to scrape off the underglaze with this one. With the other one, with the carving tool, it takes a little bit more effort. Just gonna do some. Now this is gonna be, this is a white stoneware. I believe this is, it's either Iceman or white bear. Maybe it's white bear that I use for these ornaments. And every time I'm doing something, carving or like we're using this, I always, to me, it feels more natural going from let's say me out, outward, I guess is the word. Same thing when I'm painting, I tend to usually go this way, outward. It feels, just feels more natural to me. Let's see, you guys have any questions? I like the fluidity of Kiwi. Yep, I do too. Yeah. Yeah, I think it goes on real smooth. If you're painting with a brush, it goes on very nicely. I should have a little brush here to brush it off. I forgot to bring it. Um, so these will only almost meet here. These two leaves here. So now I'm going to start making some leaves down here the way I did it. Let's see, with this one. And I'm gonna have them be just kind of separate from the leaf, from the flower. Oh, let's see. Just kind of random. Again, you can just do any design you want. I think Monique from Nukua Pottery, she does a lot of Sgraffito. I love her Sgraffito work. She does a lot of the sea turtles, and because she lives on Bonaire, so I think I'm gonna leave it like that. So now you can have fun with these carvings. You always go from the design because you want your design to stand out more. So I always try to carve a little bit more closer to the design to review so that your design stands out. But then everywhere else, you can make it so that your lines are going kind of like kind of curved and meeting each other. That's what I like about this technique, is that there is no really right or wrong. You just kind of go with the flow. I like making them curve and meeting each other, like in here. And then it continues. So it has like a flow. And then, like I was saying, as far as like what's left off, like for the background, is really up to you. Some people carve almost everything out. I like to leave some color behind, so it's not like all white. Now for this part, I believe this one is better because it carves out more uh, than the Sgraffito tool. So I'm just going and then meeting that here, kind of coming together. If you guys do carving, these are great carving tools. I just love it, the diamond core. And they last a long time. They are a little pricey, but they do last. Like I've had these tools forever from them. Uh, Usually you would have a little brush to brush off this stuff, but because it is bone dry, you see that it's just coming right off, just dropping off. Like I don't need to even brush it. Now I never done, I don't know if you guys have done a one firing with the HF9. I don't remember doing it before. I know I've done it with stroke and coat with no problem. So I hope that it will be okay doing a single firing, um, just, with the HF9. Have any of you guys done that with the clear? Now that I'm thinking, like I said, I know I've done it with stroke and coat. You can do um, one single firing, and that's, it works. I'm not gonna do everything here just to keep this video shorter, but I think you guys get the idea. Um, I wanted also to show you guys what's coming up next week. Something that I'm working on. I just didn't have time to finish. That's why I'm making this video today. I'll show you here in a second. Let me just finish this flower here, just to. I think this is gonna be cute. I'm almost done. I might as well finish it. The weather is so ugly over here today. I'm in Georgia, and when I look out my window, it just looks like it's snowing, but it's all the leaves, but it's like an overcast day. But yesterday was in the 70s here, so it wasn't bad. And today is just, I think it's cold. I haven't been out yet, and I have a ton of yard work to do and clean up for the winter. Kind of getting courage to do it. I have to do it before it gets too cold. Then I won't be able to do it. But I have, all my flowers that needs to be trimmed. Just mainly cleanups. I think that's it. Let me just spray a little bit and see. I think this is gonna be pretty. I was just spraying so you can see reviews, a little bit of the colors. So yeah, I like this so far. It's kind of hard to tell right now at this stage. That be, oh, you purchased the Kiwi. Um, you have tested a plate. Excited to see how they come out. Yeah, you can water them down to make it look more of the watercolor, effect. It looks really nice. That's how I've done some of my mugs. I do the watercolor. Uh, this one, I hope it will be more solid for this graffito, but I think this is gonna be cute. So, and I will review. Hopefully next Saturday, I'll show you guys the results, and I'll have the tops so you guys can see what I'm gonna use for these. But let me just show you real quick. uh, if you guys have been following me for a while, I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned making what is that called? Deviled egg dish, hand built, and I didn't have those egg forms that you can just push it. So these, believe it or not, were little plates that I made here on my mini wheel, and then I just shaped it as a leaf. But my idea was to make myself deviled eggs dish that wasn't the normal deviled egg dish. So I'm gonna make one that is longer. This was just kind of like a prototype. So the other one is gonna be for 12, and it's gonna look like this, but longer and kind of curved. So I think it's gonna be really cute. This is the back of it. And what I'm gonna do is make a little form so I can use it as a mold to make these. And that's what I'll be doing next week. But I will go ahead and glaze these just to see what it's gonna look like. So these are like just leaves, but the eggs will sit in here. Um, and so for next week, they're gonna be bigger. But also, I was thinking these could be lemons. But they could be leaves too, depending how you want to paint them, or if you can use underglazes or glazes. But I think it's going to be really cute. Just we love making deviled eggs. Everybody likes here at my house, and I don't have a dish like a deviled egg dish to put them. We always save those plastic ones that you get at the supermarket. So I finally said I want to make one. So this is going to be a different one, and I will have the tutorial coming. And hopefully I'll have this one glazed so you guys can see. Uh, thank you, Audrey. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have people and chatting and connecting this way. And yeah, we'll see you hopefully next Saturday. And happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.